Welcome to this edition of Meet the Team. I'm John Madison, VP of Marketing and host of this edition with trader Ian Cooper. In this interview with Ian, we're going to dive into two of his most popular trading programs, the Tech Stock Options Program and his News Event Trader Options Program. Ian's going to provide some valuable insights into how these program works, look at some actual trade examples and why they've been so successful for traders looking to profit from these fast-moving markets. So welcome, Ian. It's good to have you back, really by popular demand, because your programs are really killing it this year. So let's start right in. I want to start in with the Tech Stock Options Program. Obviously, that one's really hot. Your program's done well. Obviously, the tech stocks have had some really nice moves to the upside, but they also had some pretty significant moves to the downside not too long ago, and your programs perform well through all of that. So with all that, tech stocks buzzing with activity, how does your tech stock option program identify the top tech stocks that have the potential for those quick gains?
Well, we're simply looking for some of the hottest tech stocks out there that right now are involved with things like artificial intelligence, machine learning, semiconductors that are needed for AI and machine learning, as well as, your tech leaders like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, things like that. And what we're doing is once we identify, the hottest trends, then we're looking to see where there's opportunity in excessively oversold or overbought conditions in tech stocks, and we can identify those trade ideas using, RSI, MACD, Williams percentage range, full stochastics, Bollinger Bands, kind of use all that together, and we can really find some solid opportunities out there.
And maybe just share a recent kind of success story from the Tech Stock Option Program, maybe one of the alerts that had gone out that did well.
Sure. We recently traded Micron technology symbol MU. On the long side, we did very well with that. Took gains of about 153% on Micron calls. And then we also traded AMD several times for wins of between 29% and 102%, all in less than a week's time. We were simply trading oversold opportunities with AMD as it was escalating higher with NVIDIA and on the AI story in recent weeks.
All right, fantastic. And then just kind of switch over to the News Event Trader Options Program. Your News Event Trader program is all about capitalizing on breaking news. When we talk about trading the news, yours works a little differently because you're actually trading on what I've heard you call the death of news. Can you explain how that works?
Sure. But we also trade anticipation of news. Say Apple has a tech conference next month, we can trade the momentum heading into that. There's also the dissemination of news, as we're seeing with the E. coli story today with McDonald's and some of the issues they're having with some of their quarter pounders. So that stock is pulling back pretty badly today, and you can trade a put option on that for the next few days until that story finally peters out and dissolves. And then, as you mentioned, we trade the death of news because, as with all news stories, eventually that news dies out. It's kind of like if you throw a stone in a lake and it ripples out, eventually that ripple dies off, and the same thing happens with news. I mentioned the E. coli story with McDonald's. It's bringing that stock down. We also did it recently, again, on the AI story with NVIDIA. And on NVIDIA, we traded that several times for gains of between 31% and 150%, all within a couple of weeks' time. And we can kind of do that over and over and over again, just based on some of the hot news trends that are out there in the press.
Well, and that's a great analogy that you used with the stone in the pond. Now, Netta is a little different because Netta, in terms of the difference between News Event Trader, what we call Netta, and the Tech Stock program, because Netta, you can trade any stock or ETF, I guess, or do you just limit it to stocks? but you're not just limited to tech stocks when it comes to News Event Trader, correct?
Oh, with Netta, we're trading just about every sector out there. As long as there's dominating news that's driving something, we can always, spot an opportunity.
All right, fantastic. And both of these programs, Ian, seem to offer some great opportunities for traders looking for high impact moves. If someone is new to your trading systems, which of these two programs would you recommend that they start with and why?
Well, right now, they're both very exciting programs. They both have very strong track records. It's really a toss-up if you like to trade news, which is, unconventional, or if you just want to stick with tech stocks. They're both going to use a lot of very strong indicators to find the right trade to get into, with stop-loss strategies in place also.
All right, excellent. Well, the good news, Ian, is they won't have to choose. Folks, if you purchase one of these programs, you will receive the other free for an entire year. What you have to do to take advantage of this amazing offer here is to call us here at FFR Trading. That's 800-883-0524. I'll leave the number and links below in the description. And speak to one of our strategists. They want to make sure that the program's a good fit for you and your overall financial goals there as well. They'll also give you all the details about the strategies, the performance statistics, and all that. So give us a call at 800-883-0524 before that offer expires. So, Ian, any last thoughts before we close?
No, just be safe out there in the markets. Markets have been, a bit more volatile than normal, and that's because people are concerned that the Federal Reserve may not be able to cut interest rates as aggressively. And of course, we have the upcoming U.S. elections, which are making markets a bit nuts right now. So just be cautious out there and use, smart money management and smart stop losses along the way.
Well, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pretty wild ride heading into the end of the year here.
Yeah.
Well, Ian, it's great speaking with you again. Continued success to you, and thank you for the great work that you do for our clients here at FFR Trading. Happy trading, everyone.